material prepared, but I don't really feel like doing it. So I'm just gonna speak from the heart. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I memorized my act. You see, the ripping of that paper was all just an elaborate ruse. Your life is a lie, and I'm gonna pick this paper up now because there's nothing funny about littering. So, some people think all drugs should be legal, some don't, but I think we can all agree that if all drugs were legal, they'd be marketed a lot better. You know, like Shady Mike isn't handing out coupons. What kind of a name is Shady Mike anyway? Like, even in the drug dealer world, that just screams, I have terrible customer service. But people also, they overlook the health benefits that come with all drugs being legal. Like, think about it. It'd be like heroin, now with vitamin C. It'd give you, you know, a strong immune system so you can fight off things like heroin. It'd be like fat-free cocaine for all the health nuts out there. It'd be perfect. It'd be just great. And then, I'm gonna remember my next joke in a second, but okay. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2. All right, moving on. So, when I was little, my parents did the whole Santa Claus thing. Like, they had me believe in Santa Claus, but I can't give them too much credit. Because it's really not that hard to outsmart a 5-year-old, especially when you're in your 30s. And like, I remember they would take me to the mall to see Santa. That was always a big deal. But the thing about mall Santa is, sometimes he was a fat white guy, and other times he was a skinny black man. It was a really serious plot hole. But in my 5-year-old mind, I'm like, oh, Santa Claus is a shapeshifter. He can just transform into whoever he wants. That explains everything. So it really was not that hard to outsmart me. I also remember I fond memories of baking cookies for Santa. Like, my parents would have me do that, because they thought it'd be funny to pull a prank on me and have me bake cookies for some dude that doesn't even exist. And then, you know, I'd wake up Christmas morning the next day, it'd be like, hey, yo parents, where's the cookies? They'd be like, oh, Santa ate them. And then, you know, in reality, they probably just threw them away. You know, I was 5. My baking was subpar at best. I made them with love, but not enough butter. And see, when I was a kid, I would try to be the best kid that I could be. And it had nothing to do with my parents. I just knew that if I screwed up at any point, future Branden would talk shit about me to an audience of strangers. And look what I'm doing now. So. See, speaking of goofing on little kids, like, when I was in elementary school, I was a fucking idiot. But I was in good company. Like, every person in my class believed in leprechauns, except for this one kid, Kyle. And this is true. We would make fun of him for not believing in leprechauns. We're like, oh, Kyle, you don't believe in leprechauns, really? What an idiot. You'll never amount to anything. But kids can be cruel, you know? And like, my teacher, to prove that leprechauns exist, she had this sheet of paper, and she's like, all right, everyone asks the leprechauns a question, you write down this paper, and the leprechauns will answer when you're not looking, and then when you see the paper again, you'll know leprechauns are real. So we'd ask them like things like, okay, are you leprechauns? Are you green? Do you have magical powers? And the next day we'd come in, and it would all be answered. It was like, are you green? Yes! Are you leprechauns? Yes! Do you have magical powers? Yes! Yes! And I would go up to Kyle with like the douchiest smug look on my 5-year-old face. Like, so Kyle, looks like leprechauns are real. And he's like, oh please, this doesn't prove anything to Jan, or someone probably answered those questions. Like, there goes Kyle again with one of his crazy theories. But you know what? Maybe Kyle was right. You know, maybe leprechauns are real. Maybe there are magical green midgets who hide their money in rainbows instead of using a fucking bank. You just gotta believe. Thanks a lot, you guys have been great. Always recycle.
Give it up for Branden Milsk.